guys everywhere, huh? Close. When I was coming up that ramp, I had everything in this. When I came up that ramp, it fell over because it was top heavy. I had to put everything on top. The stupid tarp right here is kind of inconvenient, but it's the only thing I have for shelter, you know?
So you said you're heading to your aunt's house?
Yes. I'm trying to get there, but I've been trying to get there for like a month, so it's just every day, like ADHD, plus my back. Like,
yeah.
I can only go so far, like, and then like you see her just disappear, you see that girl venture off. That's how it works every time. You know what I mean? They won't help you when it's time for help.
Where's your aunt live?
East Hollywood, like Westmoreland and First, Beverly, Vermont.
Oh, okay.
So like a block or two from Beverly, Vermont. Yeah, she's got my cat there too. It used to be her. Before, when I hurt my back the second time, it was I was living on Nashville and Barrington, right? Me, my aunt, and my grandma. But my grandma's kind of like she liked to drink a lot, and so she would get drunk and do drunk things like. And then I was looking at Jeopardy. Like I done been to jail before behind some shit that I didn't even do. She got drunk because I got mad. I bought her a beer. I came home from work. I bought her a beer. She drank the beer, but she wanted more. But I was already asleep. I had to wake up at 5 in the morning, banging on my door for hours. I was ignoring her. Finally, I opened the door, but I was recording. Like when you film, everything's on tape. It should be good, right? Police won't even look at that. They don't even look at that tape. They don't look at tape until court. But I opened the door for me because I know my grandma's crazy. She was crazy. She rest in peace now. But she went, tried to hit me with a frying pan. She went going crazy one time, and so that reason I don't like to live with my family. You know what I mean? I don't like living with them because it's like PTSD on that. Because the neighbor didn't like me at all, and she was like, I don't know. It's a long story, but the fact of the matter is, because I didn't buy her another beer, she went crazy on me, and then the neighbor called the police because she was yelling. And then when the police came, she was like, he hit me, right? Right? Even though she was the one flexing on the camera and everything with the frying pan. I didn't hit her or nothing. I was like, you're crazy, lady. The police were like, we're not going to arrest you because you don't look like you've been hit, but if you want to make a citizen's arrest, you can. And she was that drunk off of one beer that she made a citizen's arrest. I went to jail for 30 days. So that's why I don't like living with my aunt and my grandma. My aunt was like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, but that's one of the many reasons why I hate living with my family. You know what I mean? But, my grandma passed away last November. So I feel, not November, I don't know when she passed away. Last November. And so my aunt has always been there for me, right? She's like kind of like, she's 14 years older than me. But like, I'm the only family she has left, right? Like her sister, my mom, my birth mom, she's dead. Her mom, she died at the pavilion. She died at the pavilion right there on Ocean Park. She's buried at the cemetery right there. On 17, or whatever, 14, the cemetery.
Like about a year ago?
All right, sir, thank you. You're welcome, brother. No, my mom died in 2005 or 6.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. Yeah, she died before my son was born. And then my grandma died a year ago. Almost 2 years ago already. Because my aunt was alone for like the whole time, I feel like guilty, like, and she's there by herself. She, even though she's like flaky, in my heart, I gotta go take care of her. You know what I mean? Even though it's like she argues with me about bullshit and like can't bring no chicks over. That's what it is. I think I'm addicted to sex. Honestly, like, you know what I mean? Right? Like I ain't gonna lie. That's what it is.
So you're heading your way to visit your aunt?
Yeah, I'm gonna go there, and then she's gonna do what everybody else does when you get somewhere. Tell you to lay down, get some rest, take a shower, eat some food. But as soon as you take a rest, and as soon as you lay down, all that stuff, then you're in the way.
But you can't take all that on the train.
You can, but you can't. I can't take all of this on the train, but I can take this on the train.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. It's not a shopping cart.
Oh. Then you can't take what's inside of it on the train?
I can take either this, that, cart, or all three, but I have to maintain it. So I'm not gonna be able to do that. That's why I've been stopping the whole way, trying to get rid of stuff. But also like, just my stuff keeps getting, like yesterday, my guitar got stolen, right? Last night, the guy rode right by me. I snatched my guitar, my guitar, my skateboard. Like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like these things, like, you acquire things along the way through like transaction money, you buy cigarettes or whatever. Like my EBT. I need to go to EBT. I still have money. I don't waste my money like that. I don't buy drugs. Like, I don't do all that stuff. Like, everything that I do, if I do it, I buy enough of it to last me, or I buy a carton instead of a pack. You know what I mean?
Of cigarettes?
Yeah. So that way, like, if somebody needs a cigarette, you know what I mean? I can give them a cigarette. Donate them a cigarette, maybe they donate them 50 cents, you know, something like that.
They're so expensive, those cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everything. And you know, these cats think everything is free out here. They think everything is free, and whatever's not free, they're gonna steal. And so, like, I just try to maintain, like, it's all bad. Honestly, it's all bad. Like, there's nothing that can be done about this right now. I'm just, like, yesterday I was prepared fully. Like, you seen yesterday,
I saw you there, yeah.
Yesterday I was like fully prepared. I had everything ready to go because I knew that I was gonna have to move.
Were you there the night before?
Yeah, I had moved.
Because there was a fire there, right?
I was there. My stuff was wrapped up. Yeah, there was a fire there.
Who was?
White started the fire. I don't know his name, Travis or Trevor or whatever his name is. He started I think he started the fire. I can't even say he started it. I wasn't there. All I know is I was gone all day long, right? I was there in the afternoon. I put my stuff there. I went there to change clothes, and I just left my stuff right there because that's where I was. Remember? That's where I turned in my tent from. And the dude was right there, and he was all salty or mad. I seen him with my backpack that I know I just had the day before. See, like all my weed. He saw my weed. Remember I had the army mask?
Yeah.
The weed, the army mask, the mask. All that stuff's gone now. He's trying to say he had the backpack for weeks. I can't be out here trying to fight people all day long. Like, I mean, I can, and you know, it's in my heart, and I have not forgotten. But like, I told him like, bro, that's my bag. I'm gonna go check for my bag and all that stuff. But he wanted to get confrontational. You know how he acts. He's like a mirror Josh.
Oh.
You don't know that about him, huh? He
No.
acts just like, he sounds like Josh, almost like it's a demon, like a spirit kind of that has the same. You know how Josh says half words and does them with that character like, yo, bro. Blah, blah, blah. Sounds just like Josh. Yeah. I'm out here on some spiritual since I was 13, man. I became like a spiritual warrior when I was 13. Ran away from home. I ran away to like the boardwalk because
Have you been out here since you were 13?
My grandpa was born in Venice, and my parents were born in Venice too. So I've been out here since I was born.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why I don't have nowhere to go. Like I would rather go back to where I'm from.
Did you go to Venice High?
No, I didn't go to Venice High. I went to Venice State. I went to continuation school right there. Because from 10 to 13 I was in placement. Then from 13 to 14 I wasn't even in school. And then 14 I signed up for Venice High School. And I was in the high. I was already enrolled. But then they asked me one more time, like, you're not special education at all, right? And me being like an honest person or whatever was like, by then I was already a spiritual warrior. So like honesty is like the policy at that point. I'm like, yeah, I'm in special ed, like, and they had to re-sign me up. Well, that was the only day my dad could work. My dad worked at the Marriott. Right? He used to work at it when it was a Doubletree. And he worked at it when it was Marriott. He worked there for a long time. He got his nephew. I don't know if you know, like, do you know Annie Martinez and Tommy Martinez? They used to have the house right there that's across from Broadway.
Oh, really?
Where the DWP is. It's a business now. It's an electronic bike business.
Oh, okay.
It's right down the corner across from
Yeah.
the house.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be their house. Like, I'm from Alpha Romo. I don't know if you know any Romos.
No.
He has 16 brothers and sisters.
Oh, really?
Born in Santa Monica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I probably do know him then.
Yeah, you definitely know.
Yeah, by face.
So he has 16 brothers. Like, Raymond Romo. Raymond Romo, like, okay, Angelo Gasquez from the Bravo side, the football coach at Venice High back then.
Okay.
That's my Bravo side cousin. That's the only person I ever met from the
Oh,
Bravo family.
I see.
Yeah, but like I know there's Bravos all over the boardwalk, like many, but I never met them. My mom told me that they were like gangsters or something. Like, she's like, God, I want you to meet them because they're bad people. Whatever, like, you know.
What kind of work did you do?
Huh?
Did you do any kind of work?
What, like working?
Yeah, like any profession?
My first job was working at Ralph's on Lincoln. See, I went to juvenile prison.
Oh.
I went to juvenile prison for selling weed on the boardwalk. Yeah.
Okay.
Selling marijuana, possession for sales of marijuana. But I had it twice. Twice I got busted. Once I went to camp, I came back again, got busted for it again. I've always like, you know, I don't like begging. I like to earn my stuff or whatever, you know, whatever. I got busted for it again, and when I went to court, they sent me to juvenile prison. So I was in juvenile prison from 15 to 19, right? Yeah. So
That's a long time.
That is a long
4
time.
years?
Yeah. For selling weed, right?
How was that prison?
That shit was crazy. I could tell you the whole, man, juvenile prison was crazy, dude. I was on the one in Whittier too, like one of the first ones they shut down. So the one in Whittier, it was like, there was no northern and southern people, there was just southern people. So it wasn't like southern Mexicans stick together, it was gangbanging. You know what I mean? And at that time, I didn't gangbang, but I was like, I used to hang out with the homies with the V ones, like, because the girls, you know, I like to hang out with the homies, there's girls. And so like, whatever, I was up in there and it was just gangbanging, and I was just standing my ground. You catch a lot of time when you stand your ground in juvenile prison. I had like 42 fights. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was fun though. It was cool. When I came out, I was still a virgin, but I was like, I was a virgin when I went.
At 19?
Yeah. Yeah, I was 19. So I came out. I was like still a virgin. Hell, I got my first job before I got my first piece. You know what I mean?
At Ralph's?
Yeah, Ralph's on Lincoln and Maxella. And then I went to Bakersfield, Palmdale to visit my cousins, who turned out to be my brother and sister. It's a whole story. My whole story is crazy, bro. It turns out that Alfred Romo was not my great uncle. He's my grandpa.
Wow.
Yeah, his son is my dad, but his son is my mom's cousin.
So you made the tattoo tribute to him?
When I was in the pen, yeah. I went to prison for fighting somebody's part. And my dad had died. He died when I was in prison. I call my grandpa my dad.
How long were you in prison?
5 years.
So 4 years and then 5 years.
Yeah, well, from 15 to 19, which was March 6, 1999 to December 9th, 1999 to March 6, 2003. That was 15 to 19. And then my son was 2.5, and it was 2010. 2010, I went to prison for AWCPI. I kicked somebody in the face. From, I don't remember the date I got busted actually. It's December 9th again, wasn't it? Something like that. No, whatever. It was something like that. But from 2010 till 2015, till June 2015. I think I did get busted in 2010, December or something like that. And I got out in 2015. My grandma was still alive, but my dad died in 2012. Right? So I was in the ambulance having some things, you know what I mean? Like,
Did you go back in after that?
I haven't been in prison. No. I don't like to do no stupid shit.
You don't want to go back in?
Hell no. I don't even drink like I used to. Like I used to drink, get drunk. I used to be like a mad. You know how the beach was back then when it was fun. Like everybody was drunk, all kinds of crazy. Like it's not appealing to me anymore. I really, really miss having a family. Like I came home from prison and my baby mama was already like in love with her coworker, and she was very disrespectful to me. And like when I was in the pen, like I only got like 15, 17 fights in there, right? And one of them, I had 10 months to go, and this guy was always disrespecting me. Always, he's a skinny little cholo, right? And I ain't no gangster, right? So I ain't, and I've done my thing. I've done my gangster shit. And I ain't no gangbanger, so I'm not obligated to nobody. I don't owe these fools no mainline story. I went there, I hit the bell. Bing, I'm going to do my program. I'm going to program my way. I'm not going mainline to be somebody's puppet, because they're going to try to puppeteer me, and I'm not going for it. But on that side, most of these fools that are gangsters, okay, all the gangsters that are on the dropout side, that means they broke it down already. They don't want, they don't want to, they're not gangsters no more. They're not with that shit. I was on that side because I was never with that shit. I'll stand my ground. Well, these fools over here, this fool's talking shit, big shit, like he's a gangster and shit. And that's so super irritating, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you ran away from where you're talking this hard shit, you're supposed to be over there. You ran away. But I even apologized to this kid. I was like, hey, bro, I think he was older than me, actually. I told him, hey, man, whatever it was that I did to make you feel like you have to talk big shit to me all the time, I apologize. And he was like, oh, that's very mature. Or he said, I appreciate that, but I just think you're immature and all that bullshit. I was like, okay, still take your shot. I'm like, okay, cool. Right, because I just wanted to go home. I had 10 months left. This is in McFarland. Right, this is when they did realignment in 2013. They sent me to Arizona from Chuckawalla. To Arizona, I was there for a month. And then after that, the governor did his walkthrough. And then after that, he sent us all back to California prisons. Except they sent me to a CCF, which was a community correctional facility in McFarland. Right? It's like basically the size of from here to the end right there. Freaking, but it's like 3 norms. And I had 10 months to go, and everybody there had under a year, something like that. But this fool's talking big shit to me every day, and it irks me, like I'm respectful to people. So he keeps talking shit after that. After I apologized to him, he's still trying to make himself look big. We go back for work exchange for class because we had school together, vocational school together. And this fool tries to slide up in one of those little. There's only like, okay, work change in CCF is not like people that have been to real prison know. Like it's a whole. You're in the freaking day room changing out, or you're in the back actually changing out. They search you in the back. CCF, you go to class. Class is right there on that patch of grass. You come back. You're in this patch of grass, and you just change out in front of the guards. So there's a guard standing right where you're standing. This fool tries to slide in one of the reception cells and says, "Oh my God, let's get out." I'm like, fuck. I'm like, "Dog, there's a guard right here." Like, no way. The little man inside of me, the one that was in YA, Eric Bravo. Now that's because I was Eric Bravo before I came out of YA. It turns out my last name was Method. Anyways, that's a whole long story too. It has to do with cousins. Anyways, the little man inside of me is like, that shit, get this fool, right? So, you know, sometimes I accidentally listen to him. I stood up and I was like, what's up, man? What's up? Fuck it, dog, what's up? He breaks it down. Oh, you know what, homie? I was tripping. I was like, yeah, he was tripping. But by then, the little man in my head had already, the little man right here, he lives right here.
He snapped.
He already committed to whooping this fool's ass. And so I was like, went back to the unit, and I'm just sitting there mad. I'm talking to the homie, like the white homie, he's an older cat, he's like 55. He's done like 23 years on 25. So he was like, man, either do something or stop talking about it. I don't want to hear about it anymore. He's like, you know? So I went out to the basketball court, man. And you know, in prison, if you get into a fight, it's not like YA. YA, you get into a fight, it's a 2-month time ad. 2-month time ad, 6-month time ad, something like that. Prison, you get into a fight, it's nothing. It's not a time ad, really. Oh yeah, it is. You get 6-month time ad, but if you're 6 months clean, you no write-ups, and I don't get write-ups, then you get your time back. So I was like, I'm just gonna go out there, I'm gonna whoop this fool's ass real quick. I got 10 months to go, I'll be cool for 6 months. No write-ups. And I'll get my time back. I'll go home on time. I fucking broke his jaw, man. Yeah, dude. And that's as much as they hated him and everybody was talking, like all the staff were like, nah, that fool's a prick. The teacher was like, that fool's a dick. He's always talking shit. Because I broke his jaw and he had to go to the hospital. Like, I got 6 months time at it. So I pushed my date back. And but at that moment, see, me and my baby mama, we were kind of like getting domestic violence. Like, she's a bitch, you know what I mean? She's like a real bitch. Like, she's weird and selfish and all that shit. Like, she, you know, she can bring out the worst in me. You know, I told my son when I left, I was only home for like a month and a half. When I told him, like, I love you, man. I used to write him every day.
How old is he now?
He turned 15 on the 19th, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he turned 15 on the 19th. I haven't spoken to him in 6 years. I haven't even spoken to him.
Where, does he live in Venice?
No, they live in Inglewood, I think. Well, they live in Inglewood, I'm sure. That's where he used to live at. But she ended up got evicted, right? No, she was living with my family when I came home. She was living with my grandma and my aunt. So my grandma and my grandpa, or my grandpa and my grandma that raised me, I used to call mom and dad. We live on Venice and McLaughlin, or Coolidge and Madison. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay, so Coolidge and Madison, we live right there. And that's where I paroled to. That's where I grew up at. That's what took care of me, raised me. They raised me since I was 4 months old, okay? And my mom was out here, just being out here, you know, doing. And I used to judge her and think, like, oh, she don't care and all that stuff. But now look at me. I have no idea what the hell I was talking about, you know, because I care about my son more than I care about anything. I had a daughter when I was housed, when I had my apartment. I had a daughter in 2021. 2020. The daughter was born. And it's like at the same time, it's almost like they were in cahoots or something crazy.
So you got 2 kids?
Yeah, I have 2 kids. One is 2.5 or 3 almost. And the other one's 15. But my big mom, like I told the second big mom, I want to be there when my son or my daughter's born. Like, just like I was there with my son. I want to be holding her hand, all that crazy stuff. I was like, I want to be there holding your hand and all that stuff. Like, I don't care, we argue or whatever, I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm going to be there, you know what I mean? Well, she had the baby 2 days early. She was like real weird too and vindictive. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I called her on that morning that she was supposed to have the baby. She was like, oh, I had the baby 2 days ago. I'm already at home. I said, what the fuck, dude? Like, really? And then she had been sober the whole time, right? The whole time she was pregnant, she had stayed clean and sober. And my cousins who turned out to be my sisters. I just found out this. I keep calling them cousins. I found out 2 years ago almost that they were my sisters. But Danny, their dad had told me already once when I was 10, and he had told me once when they had sold the house on Coolidge, and it was the last day we were moving everything out, and he was like, man, I need to tell you something, and he was like, man, he was like, I know who your dad is, and I was like, who? And he's like, it's me, fool. But I didn't believe him. I thought he was just joking, right? And so I was like, come on, man, you wasting my time, Danny. I gotta go, man. Like, I was like, I gotta go, bro. Like, but one day while I was streaming, right, living on Clover and 7th, I had been evicted already. And I had my iPhone, I was listening to the birds. I looked down at my phone, and I thought Danny was on my phone, I tried to hang up. But it was me recording it. It was me. So that's when I realized, like, oh shit. And it all came at once. Everything, like, lined up like a whole. But I was like, oh, Danny's my dad. But they met my daughter. His daughters met my daughters. I've known his daughter. I've known his kids. They're like my brothers and sisters because their grandparents or my parents. So like they did this all on purpose. I'm the only one that didn't know, and I guess the kids didn't know either. But I think some of them did. I think Ryan did. Man, I've diverted from so many different stories.
So what are you gonna do now? Besides go visit your aunt?
Man, I need to go to the doctor, the hospital. I need to go. They told me when I got the surgery in 2018 that I was gonna probably need surgery again in 6 months. But I didn't.
How'd you mess up your back?
I herniated my vertebrae once working at the Worcester and Bundy at Sparky's, picking up a German Shepherd. She was like wiggling around, and I felt something go, ugh. But I did the bath anyways, and then I went on break. And when I came back from break, I picked up a pug, and the pug felt just as heavy as the German Shepherd, and I knew I was in trouble. And all night at the movie theater, I was in pain. The next day, I tried to walk. It took me 20 minutes to walk from here to across the street, and I went in there, and I self-recovered that time because I didn't tell them it happened at work until it was too late, and they were like, oh, you gotta see a workman's comp doc. And I never went back. And so I just naturally, like, I would crawl to the bathroom for like a week, and then like, I healed naturally. When I healed naturally, I healed well. Okay, I healed well. The second time, I was working at the garden center in Marina Del Rey, and lifting, those are pots that are like that. We sell those, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and they're understaffed and stuff like that. There was just like, there's a truck driver, two girls that work in the front, and then me, and the manager. That's the bare, they got the bare necessities there. And so lifting, I started telling my back started hurting. Like 1 week, I was like, my back hurts. My back hurts. Give me time and all, but they don't write these things down. Same way St. Joseph's don't write things down. It's like, I gotta write everything down, The next morning, I was going down the stairs on National and Barrington, and I picked up a cigarette off the ground that I found on my cigarette. So on the way out the door, I just picked it up real quick, even though my back was already killing me. Like when I was walking, but I had broken up with my ex too. Notable, I was living with my ex in Venice on 5th and Westminster. We had just broke up that week, so I moved back to my grandma and my aunt. Okay, on Barrington National where I had lived before, and I was sleeping on the ground, so my back was stiff from that too. But really, it was hurting from work. Like it was messing me up. And so when I picked up the thing real quick and I started walking downstairs, I made it like 4 steps out of the door of those apartments on Barrington and National, or Barrington and Brookhaven, whatever. And I 1, 2, 3, and just all of a sudden, it was like I can't even just like ice water hellfire in my legs, in my back, in my whole body. And I just fell backwards, man. I fell backwards at the weight of my backpack, which wasn't even heavy. And I just went down and I had a call from an airline. I was like, Stephanie, help. She came out and took me to the hospital. And I seen the workman's comp doc. They told me they were gonna give me back surgery, or I could take the surgery or I could not take the surgery. Either way, I'm leaving on the same day. Either way, I'm getting out the hospital on the same day. So I was like, all right, well, I'll take the surgery. I called the garden center, told her I'm gonna have surgery tomorrow. I'll be back at work hopefully soon. They said I'll be back. She was like, well, I gotta let you go. Somewhere I have that recorded. Her firing me, even though she was on speakerphone, so it was legal. But her firing me for the back surgery. I was like, I've been a manager before. I told her I've been a hiring fire manager. I've been a cashier. I've done all these things. Like I can work. Like, she's like, well, until you can lift things, I don't really need you, so I'm gonna let you go. Damn. So that's that's kind of fucked up in my head. That's why I don't want to go back to a job, because like right now, like I've been done with this if my back didn't hurt. I've been moving.
How was the surgery?
Surgery was cool actually. It worked within 3 hours. I was walking like nothing. I couldn't move from like here to there before the surgery. And they kept making me. They kept coming in every 30 minutes to say walk, use the walker, walk. All right, and by 6 hours later, they had kicked me out the hospital, and I was walking cool. Now I was in a little bit of pain, but it was different than recovering naturally. Naturally, I was fucking in pain. It took me 6 months to recover. It took me 3 hours to get to where it took me 6 months. However, my back's never stopped hurting. It's always had that pain and stuff. But I went back to my grandma's house, living on the floor. And after like a week, my grandma and my aunt are like, "Are you ready to work now? Because we're gonna need rent and all that stuff." Like, so that's another reason why I hate living with my aunt and grandma. You know what I mean? That's why like it's all bad, but it's all a blessing, I guess. I don't know. It just depends on how you take everything. Surgery went well. It just never, they put something metal in your back, and you got metal. They put a stent in to keep my spine, because what I have is spinal stenosis. So it was explained like this. The doctor told me I was 20% paralyzed, which I know what it means now. It means that sometimes if you sleep wrong, when you wake up, you can't move your legs. You can't move. You're like, okay, I gotta get up, but you can't. Like, you gotta use your arms, and it's like weird. It's only happened to me once, but it happened in a crucial time. And it's like weird. Or, anytime I get into an argument with somebody, my legs start to hurt. It's like a nerve issue. But what it is the one vertebrae kind of like this, I healed naturally. So your spine is a tube, like a hose. All the information comes down that hose. Electricity, it comes down Well, when the vertebrae herniates, it slides in and it kind of pinches it. When the second one herniates, now it's pinched. So the hose is not getting as much information through as it's supposed to, and information going in the wrong places. They put a stent right there to kind of like give it a, but it's a metal stent or whatever, and after a while, I guess it deteriorates. That's why he said I need surgery in 6 months, and I guess it was deteriorating. I know that in January or in November, December. That's why in January I was like, shit. I went. Remember when we went? Me and that girl, we went, and I sucked. You say when you seek something. I went to seek whatever. I went to seek shelter, just like I've been doing every freaking day, like over here. You know what I mean? Like, and I volunteered this. I went out of the way to get there. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm so pissed at St. Joseph's. That's also why, because I'm an injured worker. That's why I don't want to go to them kill shelters where everybody's dying and shit. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go shared living because I already did my time in the housing. I want to go back to the hotel I'm supposed to be at, so I can lay down and I can feel like a human being that has not been. I mean, these people are being hurted, man, and I know they're being hurted, and as they should be, because they're not trying to do anything anyways. They want all the free shit in the world, right? And you know what? If some things are not being used and it's free and there's money being allocated towards it, fine. But at least if I'm going to be a part of that, separate. Like when I spoke to the mayor, I told her there's people that want to sell drugs all day, there's people that want to do drugs all day, there's people that are mentally challenged that can't work, and there's people that are physically challenged that can't work. Right now I fall into that physical category. Like it's hurt. Like where I stand weird all the time. You ever notice I'm standing weird? It's because my shit hurts.
Have you tried a belt?
Yeah, that feels good too sometimes.
Yeah.
Or the saran wrap. I'll put the saran wrap. It does feel better. It feels like it's straightening my
Support.
Yeah, the support for sure. But I need to go back to school because this is not working. This is more work every fucking day, all day long, every day. And now, as of the last month, I can't sit down, bro. I can't sit down nowhere. I can't stop nowhere. I just sat down right now.
When the police came?
Yeah, I was just telling her too. Like I need to figure out a way to word. I was gonna put a sign. I was actively making a sign that said. Currently in transcendental meditation, right? Spiritual meditation for 3 hours, no communication or something like that. You know, so I could just have 3 hours to sit down and sleep. You can't sleep in a park, but you can meditate in a park, right?
Interesting.
But I never had enough time to do it. It sucks, man. And when this fell over, shit came out, so I had to pull out because I had everything condensed already. I've been making it since yesterday morning. I mean, it's taken me that long to get here. Okay. All this work has been non-stop since, I would say since the bathrooms over there, or since behind the bike area when that lady stole my $100. Okay, remember I went and chased her down and all that stuff?
Yeah.
I found her. I got my money back. But
What do you think about people made some comments to downsize a lot of this stuff?
I agree.
So it'd be easier for you.
My goal is to downsize it. My goal is to take it to my aunt's house and leave the amplifiers. Like I got 2 electric guitars at her house. I want to take the amps and leave them there. I want to do something with something fun or something. I want to reach the people. Like that's why I agreed to speak with you because I respect you and I appreciate you filming my words instead of just people film and they don't ask me shit. They don't say shit. And who knows what the narrative is? I'm sure it's a tweaker hoarding. You know what I mean? Like.
Have you thought about that, or have you ever done street performing with the guitar?
I'm trying to get good like that.
That would be.
Yeah, that's remember like in Santa Monica right here, they used to have those guys, the flamingo.
Yeah, they're good.
Dudes, those dudes are good.
They're good. The Argentinian dudes.
Yeah. Them dudes were like, man, they remind me of Led Zeppelin. I told him one day, I was like, bro, you remind me of Jimmy Page, right?
Yeah, they were really good.
Like, yeah, you're badass, bro. And I would like to at least get semi-good, or at least make a couple of songs for
And you can make some money.
Perform. Yeah, because people always ask for a song, or do your own song if you don't do other people's songs. And the only thing I know how to do is Nirvana, because that's what I learned how to do when I was little. And I never had a guitar until I was 31. I never owned my own guitar. When I came out of prison, I got a job. I saved my paycheck. Got another paycheck and went and bought an amplifier, a guitar, all the stuff I needed for it, stand, the case, and all that stuff. But then when I became homeless, as soon as I became homeless, they stole it.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, and it's everything. That's why people are like, oh, I have 2 of everything that I have. Because it's fucking, I feel like I need 2 bikes, 2 guitars, 2 phones. Because you need these phones. You need a cell phone to track your phone when it gets taken by freaking sanitation. You need a guitar so you don't fucking hang yourself. when you're missing your guitar. You know what I mean? Like, and you need another bike so you can actively look for your bike.
How old are you now?
39.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know that my time is getting. I should have been a union electrician when I got out of why I started smoking weed and I couldn't pass the drug test because it was a weed test. You know what I mean? And
What about the meth? You ever do any of that?
yeah, I ain't gonna front like I smoke, but you gotta smoke. You don't gotta smoke. First, it's like a social drug out here, and like actually, BS to the side, it seems like everybody's on it. You know what I mean? Like everywhere, people in houses, people in outside. It's not what's making people homeless. It's not what's keeping people homeless. I would say homelessness is what's keeping people homeless. Period. Like being homeless is what's keeping people homeless. Like people don't even like people talk. People treat you like shit now. Like they treat me bad. I mean, I've never changed. I'm not a different person. I still don't steal from people. I don't break into people's houses. I respect property lines. I don't do none of that stuff. I don't do any of the stuff that these people that have come here to destroy our area have done. They come here and they've destroyed the whole town, and I hate them for it. I don't associate. I don't like these people at all. They really make me mad. Like they irk me. They steal from me. They steal all my shit, my weed. Every time I buy some weed, man, I need that weed for my back and for my my sanity. And if I get cash, if I have cash on me and I fall asleep, somehow, some way, it always ends up missing. You know, like that. I went to the ATM and I got that $100 that girl took it, and I know it's my fault, but damn, I can't fall asleep without a female, or you know, because I think it's more of it feels like there's somebody else there with me. So if somebody's trying to do something, I think my inside feels subconscious, like okay, somebody else will alert me. But it really don't work like that. It's usually they're in on it or they're the ones, and then or if they're not in on it and they're not the ones. The guy, it's like, I'm not snitching. I'm not a snitch. But I am not a cop, so it's not snitching. I'm not going to arrest nobody and put them in jail. The whole purpose of not snitching is so you don't destroy families, so you don't separate families. I would say that's the whole reason for people, that's where that code came from. I'm not a police officer, so it's called instigating. Back when I was growing up, you know, older homies used to instigate. Like, oh, that fool said you was a bitch. You know what I mean? So they could see who's really, you know, who's really solid and who's not.
Hey, so all this stuff, does it all go in there so you can move it, or
Yeah, it'll all fit in there pretty much.
the bikes too?
Yeah, the bikes. Well, one of them, I see the cool thing is I have that part right there. I can pull it with my bike.
Oh, I see.
And it hurts me. It doesn't hurt my back at all to do that.
Oh, okay.
It hurts my back to put walking. It hurts my back to walk. But riding the bike doesn't hurt me at all. It doesn't feel like anything. It feels fine. I don't know. I'm really tired of this too. Like I'm exhausted. Like I'm physically drained. I'm out of calories. I'm pretty sure, and I'm hurting. I'm in actually more pain right now than I have been in a long time. Like I feel my legs giving out. Like they did that day when I fell out like that.
All right.
I feel like it's on the brink of. My nerves are rubbing. My vertebrae are rubbing again. My discs.
Maybe
I'm running out of gelatin or whatever, or stint or whatever, and
maybe we better sit down and lay down for a little bit.
where? Every time I try. And I know this looks like a mess, right? And I know it is a mess. But it's because I have to pack so fast. Like, you know, I'm giving 5 to 10 minutes. If you wouldn't have showed up, there would have been already more cops here, and they would have made me leave stuff behind. Santa Monica, they do what they want. You know what I mean? They dealt with Josh pretty good compared to.
LA?
Yeah. What did they do to Josh?
They made a move.
Yeah, they don't fucking around.
Because LAPD usually, let them stay there.
No, Santa Monica is its own. And all these ordinances, there's a difference. People don't know the difference. See, a lot of these cats don't know the difference between. They don't know what words mean, and they don't know how to grab a dictionary and look it up. Like an ordinance is not a law. It's something that's agreed upon by the people in this town, right? So everybody's gonna be like rah rah rah, and they're, and that's what the ordinance is now. People are continuing to call us. We have to respond, and because of the ordinance, we will arrest you, we'll detain you, right? And we will charge you with something that we know is not gonna stick in court, but you will have by then been arrested, right? Pretty much, right? That's what an ordinance is, And it gets to court, and the judge is like, this is not a law. Shows his way or whatever, or your public defender comes in and makes you plead to something else, like a dumbass. You do it, and now you got all this blemish.
What did the police say to you today when they came?
The first time, it had just had fallen over. He was like, "Hey, boss, I need you to clean all that up." And I was like, "I got you." I just fell over. I was like sitting there. I can't pick it all up. I gotta drain it, pick it up, separate it up. So he did that. I did that. And when I did that, I emptied out stuff into the carts. separately, and I pulled them all, and they were spread out, 1, 2, 3, 4. It wasn't a problem. As soon as I tried to condense my mess, because she showed up, like as soon as I tried to condense it and have somewhere to sit down with her and chop it up, within 5 minutes they were here. Hey man, this is an encampment, right? It's an encampment. I'm like, well, there's no bed. I'm trying to figure out, all the words and where do I fall into policy? Like, where is there an existence for somebody? I mean, this is not the land of the free anymore. I mean, and if you want to be brave, go ahead and try. You're going to jail.
So he said, just pack it up.
Pack it up, or else we can arrest you for having an encampment. He said, this is Santa Monica law. Now here's what he said. This is a Santa Monica law.
It's a misdemeanor here, and it's not in Venice.
But yesterday they told me that I'm in violation, and they said something about the little bridge housing. What? There's a shelter everywhere over there now.
Right.
So like, and then like, what am I supposed to do? Take all my stuff and then go sit down somewhere that I don't know anybody, somewhere I'm not from, and then I gotta be on my toes. I fall asleep, I might get set on fire. You know what I mean? I mean, that kid set that fire. I think he set that fire, and if he didn't set the fire, that means that somebody in the neighborhood set the fire. And they burned his shit up. And as they shouldn't have burned his shit up, but they should have told him, like, they should have went out there themselves. That's what I hate. Even last night, as I was moving this stuff this way, some guy comes outside. I see him on the phone. He's looking at myself. He gets on the phone. He starts talking. He's talking on the phone, and I roll by him because I want to hear what he's saying. He's all, I've got a homeless invasion right here on Ocean Park in whatever, Ocean Park.
Were you in Hampton?
No, on Ocean Park. I'm coming this way from
yeah.
Hampton. I was coming this way, couldn't try to get to the Expo line. But I'm moving one piece at a time because I'm like, that's why I condensed everything into one piece. He was calling the cops. And I was like, sir, you haven't even said anything to me. Like, if you would have asked me, because I talked to the person whose house was burning, I was like, hey, I apologize for all this. Like, I had help for a moment. Remember that girl? She kind of helped me for a moment. But then she left because these girls they have the power of being a female. They don't need to help us at all. Out here, if you're a man out here, then you are, unless you're some kind of like drug dealer or like some kind of like gangster killer, you're on your own. I mean, they will come to steal your shit, and that's it. They won't help you. But call the cops.
I think my battery's gonna run out here. So are you okay with me putting this interview on YouTube and sharing it with people?
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right, Eric.
It's all right.
Well,
wait,
good.
let's see. Where can I check it out at?
On YouTube, Santa Monica Close-Up.
Santa Monica Close Up?
Yeah.
All right, what's the Venice ones?
It's all same thing. I put them on my channel there.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Santa Monica.
Yeah, because I live here.
You gotta know the Romos.
I'm sure I do.
Yeah, they're like Sammy. Okay, Sammy's, I guess, Raymond's dad. So like, there's David Romo. You don't know David Romo?
The Romo sounds familiar.
A lot of them work for the city, like Teddy Romo.
Oh, okay. If they work for the city, I would know them,
Yeah.
especially by face.
Yeah. Okay, like some Regalato.
Yeah, I didn't know you were from this area.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I'm like.
Not many of you around.
Yeah, I know. Somebody sold the house and they all took the money and went that way.
Are you AWOL?
No, they sold the house.
Oh, I see. But you were AWOL, right? Always west of Lincoln.
West, yeah. Oh yeah, that's I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Right.
No, see, I wasn't born west of Lincoln. We were on the remember Coolidge, Madison. So like, I'm on the east side of Venice. I'm one of the east siders.
Okay.
But my family is Venice and Santa Monica, like period. Like,
right.
My grandparents. Where do I go?
Yeah. Can I get a picture of your tattoo?
Yeah.
Is this your father or your grandfather?
That's my grandpa, Al Romo.
Al Romo?
Yeah. One of 17.
Is it another one on the backside?
Linda Romo, 1 of 3. One's born on 4th and Brooks. The other one's like, I think 9th in Michigan. So.
Nice. Okay, Eric. Good talking to you. Peace, huh?
I forgot your name.
Fabian.
All right, nice to meet you, Fabian. Yeah, even that name sounds